Dumak dumak dum dum. Dumak dumak dum dum. The rhythmic sounds of the dholak filled the air in the little village of Pausalya as the golden yellow light from the glass lanterns danced across a little wooden stage. Chamak chum chum, chamak chum chum. A ghunguru started tinkling playfully. Chumri, in her finest green and gold lehenga, threw her hands into the air and twirled around the stage in a mesmerizing dance. The audience clapped enthusiastically. Suddenly, a slight movement off the stage caught her eye. Veer was standing in the wings, waiting to perform next. Jhumri bowed graciously and walked off the stage. Veer stood up straight and marched onto the stage. Approaching him was Kalia, a figure in a black mask. Dum chak dum. Dum chak dum. The dholak belted out a suspenseful beat. Veer and Kalia came face to face with each other. Veer drew out his sword and charged towards Kalia. Kalia too pulled out a sword and sliced the air inches away from Veer. Their swords clashed as they fought bravely. Veer emerged victorious. The masked figure lay slumped in the corner, raising his hands in surrender. The curtain fell and the audience erupted in a thunderous applause. Bhairon and Bhanu came out from behind the curtain and bowed to the audience. In their hands, suspended by black strings, were Jhumri, Veer and Kalia. Bhairon and Bhanu pulled the strings and the puppets waved at the audience, their wooden faces sporting big painted smiles. Later that night, as Bhanu tossed a hot roasted chapati onto Bhairon's plate, she brought up a subject that had been bothering both of them for a long time now. "We need to make some new puppets, Bhairon," she said. "The ones we have now are all old and tattered." Bhairon nodded with a heavy heart. He could not bear to part with his puppets. He had been working with them for years. Their bodies have been stitched and glued together in so many places. They can come apart any time. New puppets will breathe fresh life into the performances, said Bhanu. As Bhanu sat down beside him with a vessel full of steaming yellow dal, Bhairon sadly recalled how Veer's arm broke in the sword fight that day. A decision had to be made. "Okay, we'll start work on the new puppets tomorrow," he said as he got ready to go to bed. The clock struck midnight. The sounds of blissful sleep could be heard in the house. Suddenly, there was a shuffling on the charpai in the corner of the room. The wall behind the charpai came to life as the shadows of little people were projected onto it by the silvery light of the moon. "My poor arm," groaned Veer. His hand hung limply by his side. Unable to balance himself with one hand, Veer tripped over a sleeping horse puppet and fell flat on his face. The horse awoke with a start. "Phew!" exhaled Dagdu. "You know, I was in the midst of a frightful nightmare in which my stomach had split open. I'm so glad I woke up. The other puppets stared at Dagdu blankly. Dagdu, your stomach is split open, said Veer. Don't you remember? Bhairo opened you up to stuff you with some more cotton because you were getting too thin. That's why you couldn't perform today. Oh, right, exclaimed Dagdu. That would explain why my stomach feels empty. And I thought I was hungry. Silly me. Just then, they heard some muffled sobs. Sitting under the charpai, her face buried in her hands, was Jhumri. Veer and Kalia jumped off the charpai and rushed to her side. What is it, Jhumri? Asked Veer. You know my heart breaks to see you shed even a single tear. Bhairo and Bhanu were talking about making new puppets. They feel we're getting too old and need to be replaced, said Jhumri, her eyes brimming with tears. Veer and Kalia stared at each other in horror. What? Replace us? But we are perfectly fine. We don't need any replacing, said Kalia. They don't want us anymore, said Jhumri, sobbing again.
Jhumri, oh Jhumri, she sheds a tear. Her heart, her mind is filled with fear. Our endless glories, dances and stories are forever ties the world denies. Jhumri, oh Jhumri, our songs are but empty sighs.
Veer and Kalia tried to console Jhumri, but they too knew that this was terrible news. The next morning, Bhairo and Bhanu got to work on the new puppets. They cut and sewed all day long, singing songs and practicing moves. Bhanu, I think we're going to be a hit with the audiences, exclaimed Bhairo, admiring the brand new puppets in front of them. In a corner of the room, Jhumri, Veer, Kalia and Dagdu lay still. Their faces were emotionless, but their hearts were beating with the impending fear of being replaced. When night fell again, Jhumri, Veer, Kalia and Dagdu sprang to life. They jumped off the charpoy and tiptoed into the adjoining room. They're in there, whispered Veer, pointing to a small wooden case sitting atop a table. The puppets climbed up the table, opened the case and peered inside. There was a grand-looking puppet in an orange dhoti, a beautiful female puppet in a pink chiffon lehenga, a fierce villain puppet in a silver mask, and a mighty horse puppet with a mane of silky brown hair. They really did look striking. Dagdu was sniffing at the horse puppet's mane. The puppet didn't respond. After all, puppets without strings cannot come to life. Dagdu gave it a little tug in irritation. To his surprise, a bunch of its hair came off in his hands. "Oops!" whispered Dagdu, hoping no one saw him. "Hey, that's a good idea, Dagdu. Let's have some fun with the newcomers," said Kalia mischievously. He went up to the silver-masked puppet and turned its feet the other way around. "Now he won't know if he's coming or going," snickered Kalia. Not to be outdone, Veer bent the elbows of the puppet in the orange dhoti, so that its arms now stuck out in odd positions. Meanwhile, Jhumri was busy entangling the other puppet's lehenga around its legs. "Let's see how she dances now," said Jhumri. Then she took the end of the puppet's plait and with the help of some glue, stuck it on her face like a moustache. Tears of laughter were now pouring down Jhumri's face. Dagdu too was rolling on the floor, laughing, his hooves in the air. The puppets stepped back to admire their handiwork. Kalia chuckled, placing the puppets back in the wooden case and closing the lid. The next morning, Bhairon and Bhanu awoke excited. It was the day their new puppets would perform. Bhairon picked up his musical instruments and rushed out of the house to set up the stage. Bhanu grabbed the case with the puppets inside and followed Bhairon. The stage was set. Bhairon had instructed his assistants to place the puppets in position, while he and Bhanu practiced their song for the evening. Of course, as the assistants hurriedly strung up the puppets, they did not notice the mischievous handiwork of Dagdu, Kalia, Veer and Jhumri. The crowd was gathering in anticipation. It was time. A harmonium was playing melodiously in the background. Bhanu started singing, her voice smooth like honey, while Bhairon took his place backstage, puppet strings in hand.
Come to the land of the golden sand, of Rajas, Ranis, Rajputs grand.
Welcome to the land of the golden sand, of Rajas, Ranis, Rajputs grand.
Oh, come to hear us spin a yarn from the glorious land of Rajasthan. Temple bells ring in glory, the puppets tell a magical story
Of love, longing, battles won, adventures under the Maybar sun.
The land of forts, bands and kings, the land where colorful gypsies sing, the land of rhythm, land of romance, land of music, song and dance. Music, song and dance, music, song and dance, music, song and dance.
on stage was a strange sight indeed. The puppet in the pink lehenga was wobbling unsteadily. After every 2 steps, she would suddenly fall flat on her face. Then she would get back up again, smiling at the audience through her mustache. The audience started booing. "Bhero, there's something wrong with the puppet," said Bhanu urgently. But Bhero had already brought the other puppets on stage. The horse puppet entered. Its mane was all uneven and shaggy. Bits of it kept falling off as it moved. As he galloped, he left a trail of hair behind him. The audience booed again. Then the puppet in the orange dhoti jumped on top of the horse, but could not keep his balance as his hands were pointing up in the air in different directions. Finally, the puppet in the silver mask came running. But because his feet were facing backwards, he looked utterly confused. And so did Bhero and Bhanu, who were watching the audience standing up to leave. Still wondering what had happened, Bhero and Bhanu pulled the strings off the new puppets. Finally, Bhero spoke. "I knew we should have continued with the old puppets. They have always been lucky for us." Bhanu nodded in agreement, looking at the odd puppets lying on the stage. From that day on, Bhero and Bhanu decided that they would never replace the old puppets again. Instead, they repaired the puppets and gave them a brand new look. Dagdu's stomach was mended, and Veer's arm was fixed. Jhumri got a beautiful new lehenga, and Kalya's mask was properly stitched. They looked as good as new. Veer, Jhumri, Kalya and Dagdu were overjoyed. Their little adventure that night remained a secret forever.
To the land of the golden sand, of Rajas, Ranis, Rajputs grand.
Welcome to the land of the golden sand, of Rajas, Ranis, Rajputs grand.
Oh, come to hear us spin a yarn from the glorious land of Rajasthan. Temple bells ring in glory. The puppets tell a magical story
Of love, longing, battles won, adventures under the Maybar sun.
The land of forts, bands and kings, the land where colorful gypsies sing. The land of rhythm, land of romance, land of music, song and dance. Music, song and dance, music, song and dance, music, song and dance.
A long time ago, a family of lizards lived in a house. It was a huge family. One day, the baby of the lizard family lost its tail. This is how it happened. Hopping from one place to another, scooting through open drawers and shelves, the baby lizard was having a lot of fun when a little girl came searching for her skipping rope. She opened her drawer, but the rope was not there, so she pushed it shut. Squeal! Wailed the lizard. Chop, slice went the baby lizard's tail, which was caught in the drawer. Ma, he cried and went running to his mother. Look what's happened to my tail. Why, little one, you've lost your tail, said the mother lizard, smiling. Maybe it's time for you to get a new look. The little lizard did not understand his mother. A new look? What did she mean? As he thought about this, he saw a squirrel running up and down the chiku tree. Big and bushy, soft and curved, the squirrel's tail was beautiful. That would be a nice new look to have, the lizard thought to himself. He sped across to the squirrel. The squirrel stopped nibbling the chiku when she saw the little lizard come close to her.
Hey little lizard, what's up with you? Would you like some nuts or a chiku? No dear squirrel, I don't want a chiku. I don't want nuts, no thank you. I seem to have lost my own little tail. Can I buy yours? Is it for sale?
The squirrel was taken aback. Sell her tail? I'm sorry, little lizard, she said. I can't sell my tail. What will I use as a shade in the summer? Do you want me to be cold in the winter? And when those silly monkeys push me off my tree, as they do so very often, if I didn't have my tail, I could get hurt. Life would be very hard without my tail. I am sorry, but you will have to ask someone else. The little lizard thanked the squirrel and went searching for someone else who might have a tail to spare. He saw a cow standing near the house, chewing the cud. Long and thin like a whip, the cow's tail was quite fascinating. That will give me a fantastic new look, thought the little lizard, and raced to the cow. It took a while for the cow to notice a tiny lizard. And when she heard his soft voice, she asked,
Hey little lizard, what brings you here? Would you like some hay? Come, come, come near.
No, oh dear cow, I don't want hay. I don't want milk. I just want to say I seem to have lost my own little tail. Can I buy yours? Is it for sale?
Oh dear, moaned the cow. I wish I could sell you mine. But these nasty flies bother me all the time, and I need my tail to keep them off my back. said the cow, swishing her tail and whipping the flies off. Oh dear, thought the little lizard. Isn't there anyone who will give me a tail? Just as he thanked the cow and moved away, he saw 3 dogs at the street corner. Surely one of them should be able to sell me a tail, thought the little lizard. He darted towards them and asked,
Hey, black dogs, I've lost my tail. I like your curly ones. Are they for sale?
Listen, strange lizard, hasn't your mother taught you anything? Tails for sale? Indeed! What an idea! Did you lose your mind as well with your tail?
The lizard was sad. Would the cat say the same thing? He wondered as he saw the orange cat stretching on the wall. Hesitantly, he went to the cat and asked if she would sell him her tail. The cat was old and deaf and did not quite hear what the lizard was asking. She thought he was telling her about a shop that had tails for sale. Tails for sale! What fun! I could be a Persian cat, a Siamese, or a Himalayan. Why, I could even be a Sphinx if I could just wear a new tail every day. The little lizard sighed. This cat was deaf, and he was too tired to explain it all one more time. Squirrels, cows, dogs, cats, who was left? He decided to try one last time. There was an elephant that stood at the temple gate. The lizard hoped he would be kinder and friendlier, not like the dogs or the silly cat. The temple elephant saw the little lizard approaching out of the corner of his eye and asked him,
Hey little lizard, tell me what brings you here. Would you like to eat some plantains? Come here, dear.
No plantains for me. Why is everyone trying to feed me? All I want is for someone to spare a tail that is new and that I can wear.
Come here, little one. Come near me, the elephant whispered. Sit on my ear and tell me what troubles you. The lizard scurried across the elephant's large body and settled on his ear and told him everything. The elephant laughed. I know you have lost your tail, he boomed. But just imagine yourself with a cow's tail. You would look ridiculous. And just how do you plan to catch mosquitoes and other insects with a squirrel's tail? Or were you planning to change your diet to fruits and nuts? Now, enough of all this nonsense. Go back home to your mother. She will tell you what to do. The lizard thought of what the elephant had told him. It all made sense. He tried to imagine himself with a cow's tail or a dog's tail, and he started to laugh. It was really funny. He laughed and went running to his mother and told her the whole story. "You silly goose, just look behind you and tell me what you see," she said. Turning around, the little lizard saw that his tail was no longer a stump. It had started to grow. "And just watch what happens to it as the days go by," said his mother. Sure enough, by the end of the week, the little lizard's tail was fully grown, just as good as new. He was indeed wearing a new look.
What's up with you? Would you like some nuts or a chicken? No, dear squirrel, I don't want a chicken. I don't want nuts, no thank you. I seem to have lost my own little tail. Can I buy yours? Is it for sale?
Hey little lizard, what brings you here? Would you like some hay? Come, come, come near.
No, oh dear cow, I don't want hay. I don't want milk, I just want to see. I seem to have lost my own little tail. Can I buy yours? Is it for sale? Hey black dogs, I've lost my tail. I like your curly ones. Are they for sale?
Listen, strange lizard, hasn't your mother taught you anything? Tails for sale? Indeed! What an idea! Did you lose your mind as well with your tail?
Hey little lizard, tell me what brings you here. Would you like to eat some plantains? Come here, dear.
No, no, no plantains for me. Why is everyone trying to feed me? All I want is for someone to spare a tail that is new and that I can wear. Cha-na-na, cha-na-na, cha-na-na-na, cha-na-na, cha-na-na. Cha-na-na-na-na-na, cha-na-cha-na, cha-na-na-na.
Ha 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 ha!